Okay, we're to graph this absolute value relation over the interval from -2 to 2. So we'll start with a little xy pair values. So we'll start off at -2, and let's go to look at 0, and then look at 2. Now let's look also at 1 and -1. So we'll have a lot of points. Okay, so starting off when x is -2, then y is equal to 5 times -2 divided by 2, all in absolute values. Notice the 2's cancel and the negative is wiped out by the absolute value, so this all just equals 5. Now when x is equal to 0, the whole numerator is 0, so this whole thing is 0, and the absolute value of 0 is 0. So when x is 0, y is 0. When x is 2, y is equal to 5 times 2 divided by 2, all in absolute values. The 2's cancel, so this equals 5 again. And when x is equal to 1, y is equal to absolute value of 5 times 1 divided by 2. That's just 5 halves. 5 times 1 divided by 2 is 5 halves. And that's about 2.5. Exactly 2.5. And -1, y is equal to 5 times -1 divided by 2 in absolute values. It's just as before though, because the negative gets wiped out by the absolute values, so this is also 5 halves, which is 2.5. So now we have a few values to graph. So all the y's are positive. So when we graph this, we could put the x-axis down at the very bottom if we want, because there are no negative y values on this relation. So x goes from so let's go -1, -2, 0, 1, and 2 over the x range of values. Y goes all the way up to 5. In fact, let's call this 5. Half of that will be 2.5. That's enough values to plot what we have here so far. So at -2 we go all the way up to 5, so x goes to -2, then y is up to -5, to +5 way up here. And then at 0 we go through 0, so when x is 0, y is 0. And when x is 2, y goes all the way up to 5 again, like it did before. And we got a couple of extra values. At -1 we go up to a height of 2.5. And also at +1 we go to a height of 2.5. Now you may recall that when you're graphing an absolute value, it's a V shape, or an upside down V shape if there's a negative outside of it. Well, if this is a V shape, you can certainly see the V from these points. It comes down to the point of the V, and then it bounces up to here. So this is the graph of the relation y equals the absolute value of 5x divided by 2.